All right. Um, it's a beautiful morning and you are welcome. You're welcome to your show talking about business sense with Coach Simon. It's a delight and a pleasure to be coming your way at this time. I trust that you're doing fine and I trust that you're having the most of your business and I trust that business is doing you really really nice. All right. I know that some people will be wondering what is his eyeglasses doing on his face. Don't worry. Uh, don't worry. Just forget about it and let's focus. It's always a pleasure, all right, talking with you or talking to you. And it's always a privilege also talking with you. Why? Because I see this opportunity as an opportunity to be part of your success story as a business owner. And so I count it a rare privilege given to me by the Almighty to always add value to your success story as your journey in the course of doing your business. Right? So, how has it been? How has the business been? Don't you worry, in case business is doing dancing here and there. Don't worry, everything is going to be all right. Just say to yourself that everything is going to be all right. My business is going to be all right. All right. Okay. So it's always a pleasure. All right. Like I mentioned, coming your way. Simon March is my name. I'm your business branding coach and consultant. In case you're wondering who is this handsome guy on glasses talking to you at this time. So we started a journey. All right. We started the three-part or three-phase journey. We did the first phase, we did the second phase, and we are concluding nicely with the third phase. In case you're wondering what journey am I talking about, I was talking about the series we started talking about branding for service-based businesses. Branding for service-based businesses. So that's what we've looked at. That's what we've been looking at. We established the fact that for service-based businesses, unlike product-based businesses, that the commodity becomes the commodity that is being traded is the product. For service-based individuals, the service providers are the products. Therefore, for them to thrive, for them and their businesses to thrive, it needs trust, it needs reputation, and that's good reputation, and it also needs good experiences. And I went ahead to share with you a couple of other things. In the last episode, we focused on the pillars of branding a service-based business. What are the pillars upon which the branding of service-based business is built on? So in this episode, or in this concluding part, I'll be taking you through the strategies for branding service-based businesses. Strategies for branding service-based businesses. The very first thing I want to talk about is creating a signature offer. Creating a signature offer. It's important that you name your service. It's very important that you name the offers that you give. The reason for doing this is that it makes it easier for people to name, for people to say, okay, I need that one. I think that I need that other service. It makes it easier. But when you are generalistic with your approach, it becomes difficult, makes it difficult for people to know exactly what to go for. Maybe they've taken your service before and they are coming again. It may be difficult for them to want to know. It may be difficult for them to point exactly the one that they took the last time. So it's very important that you brand your service. For me, for example, as a branding coach, my consultation service, I like to call it I like to call it a branding clinic. A branding clinic. All right, branding clinic. So we do consultation, we do branding services. You understand? So you need to give your service a name, and the name should be something that is unique and catchy. You understand? That way, you're able to do that. For my design services, all right, in terms of categorization, I usually would like to call it design subscription, what some of you may call a retainership kind of agreement. I like to call it design subscription. All right, design subscription. That way, you are able to subscribe for the kinds of designs, especially for those of you who do a certain kind of design on a recurring basis. You understand? So you can take advantage of that. All right. They are more like design bundles. You understand? Where, let's say, let's say, for example, you use flyers every other week as a business. Let's say you use the minimum of 5, you can take the design bundle that is just 5. That's just 5 in the bundle. You understand? For those who do more than that, take 10. That way, so you subscribe to it just like you subscribe to your cable channels, all right, or cable pay TV, as they call it. So you need to give your service a unique name, and a catchy one for that matter. That is one of it. The another thing is for you to craft a unique identity. Unique identity. There are so many service-based businesses that don't have any clear-cut identity. In fact, I understand that most of you guys watching me right now, listening to me right now, I understand that most of you are like a one-man kind of arrangement. You understand? But it's important that you have an identity. Let the business have an identity. Let it have a name. Let it not be, oh, Mr. Simon Graphic Designing Services. No, let it have a name. That is why personally, for the different businesses that I run, there is the Limitless Media, there is the Limitless Consulting, there is the Limitless Academy. You understand? There is the Limitless Branding Institute, so that way they are entities that are off me. You understand? So it's easier for people to deal with you on that ground, because if your business is named by is the same name that you're bearing that people used to, they won't attach that much value as they would have attached on the business if it has a name. So it's important that you create a unique identity for it. That is why your logo is very important. Your unique colors are very important. All right. That's why for the different brands that I run, they have different unique logos for them. You understand? And of course, there is a color that cuts across. You understand? Anywhere you see it, you know that it's coming from this particular place. So these things are important. You understand? Like I established in the last episode, I said that branding, the way you present your business, right, will determine how people are going to perceive you, how people are the premium that they're going to place on it, the value that you're going to place on it. The reason why they are not attaching so much value to it, the reason why two of you will walk into a room, because the other person is fully branded, has fully branded their businesses, they may likely take a better, they may likely have an edge over you. They may likely get the job, whereas you won't get the job, even though yours is cheaper. It's because of the value, the premium that they've placed on them. So if you want to increase your value, then you need to craft a unique identity for your business. Even if you are the only one that is the everything of the business, start by branding the business. Let the business see the business as an entity. See the business as something that is detached from you, even though you are the one behind the scene running it. You understand? So it's very, very, very important. Another thing that is very important as part of your digital strategy, or as part of your strategies for branding, is for you to have digital presence. Digital presence. Be on social media. You're right. If you can have your own website. You understand? Or professional landing pages. Landing page is very, very important. So that by the time people are, and the interesting thing, talking about digital presence, right? The interesting thing about digital presence is that people can easily Google you. If you have digital footprints, digital presence, when people Google you, if you are on social media, on the different platforms, when people do a Google search, or people hop on any of the search engines and search with your name, they'll be able to find something about you. And guess what that would do for you? By time, sometimes people may be looking for you. Maybe they lost your contact, all right, and all they could remember is your name. They could just do a search, and if you're on social media, or if you have digital presence, somehow they'll be able to find you. That is why having a website is very important if you can afford it. All right, if you cannot afford it, at least be on social media. The social media that is relevant to your field, or that will give your niche advantage. Be on it. You understand? So what this would do for you is that it should people search for you, they'll be able to find you easily. They'll be able to find you easily. There are times, excuse me. There are times that, excuse me. There are times that people couldn't reach me, right, through normal calls. They look for me on social media and they're able to message me, and I'm able to or able to discuss, or able to converse. Excuse me. All right, so it's very, very important, right? It's very important that you have digital presence. Have digital presence. Very important. And that very important thing is for you to have social proofs. Excuse me. Have social proofs. What we mean by social proofs is that harvest feedbacks. What I do as a public speaker, or anytime I have the opportunity to go speak or train, what I do is that those comments that people do, I just screenshot and keep. A time will come that I may need them. Sometimes I even just screenshot the entire screen of the different people. A time will come that you need them. Sometimes some people may want to say, okay, prove to us that you can do this thing, and you just share these things with them, and they just give you the opportunity. I had the opportunity of listening to Dr. Michael Ladipo in the masterclass that he hosted some time ago that I attended, and he was talking about the issue of social proof. He said that there was an opportunity that some people recommended to him, but the people did not really. They were skeptical about giving him that opportunity. So what he now did is that, and I learned this from him a lot. Any event he organizes, or any event he attends, and he happens to be featured as a speaker, what he does is that he takes lots of pictures. So what he now did was to take the panel or so, was to take them through series of records of events that he has been part of. He took them through, telling them, okay, this is when, that he said that by the time he was done taking them through that entire process, they had no choice than to in one accord give him that opportunity. You understand? So it's important that you learn to harvest feedbacks. Don't take any, no matter how little they may be, if need be, ask your clients, okay, what's your take on my service? Are you okay with it? You understand? If possible, if they are going to be generous enough, let them put it in writing, or maybe do a short video and all of those things. So these things are important, because sometimes people want to also hear other people's experience about other people's experience. They don't want to be the scapegoat. All right. They want to hear from other people who have offered themselves to be scapegoats by patronizing you before they take your service. They want proof. So you've got to have those proofs. And interestingly, you can also, part of the proof you could have, it could also be your brand profile. Your brand profile. These things are important. All right. Then another very important thing is for you to show up consistently. Show up consistently. Show up consistently. It's important that you show up consistently. Be visible. Be visible. Don't just only show up. Show up with value. Be visible. Show up. Show up with value. Be valuable and be engaging. Don't be the kind of person. Don't be the kind of person who is online and does not talk or does not engage. They ask you questions you don't answer. Don't be that kind of person. Engage. Learn to engage with your followers. As people ask questions, as people make inquiry, learn to engage. If it is becoming overwhelming, get yourself a social media manager that will be able to help in managing your presence online, managing your affairs online. It's very important. I feel it's an offense. It's an offense that you are not engaging with your audience as you should engage with them. So find a way to be able to do that. So I want you to know that it is important that you don't take for granted the value that you carry. I want you to know that. It's important that you don't take it for granted as a service provider. The value you carry is important. If there is a need for that value and the people who are in need of it reach out to you, know that you are equally important in the equation. Like a senior colleague of mine once said, he said that you giving me a job is not you doing me favor, because it is a mutually benefiting kind of arrangement. So I want you to always note this. You understand that somebody has decided to give you the opportunity to be able to offer your service by way of value, giving them value. It does not connote that they are doing you a favor. You understand? Always have this at the back of your mind that it is a mutually benefiting kind of arrangement. While they give you their money, you are giving them the value. You are giving them the solution. You understand? So carry yourself. The way you carry yourself is very important. I needed to keep hammering on this until it sinks, right? So it's important. Always know that you are the product. Always know that you are the product. So pay attention to who you are. Pay attention to who you are and what people perceive you as. Pay attention to who you are and what people perceive you as. I want you to know that if you follow all of the things that I have shared with you so far in the course of this series, if you follow all of them, you would have been able to command much more opportunities. You would have been able to attract much more opportunities, and you would have been able to command better pay by extension. All right. So my joy would be that all of the things I've shared with you, you are going to go over them again over and over until you begin to and commit to taking action based on the things you have learned. And as you begin to take action, begin to apply them, and you begin to see results. My joy would be by the time I begin to hear about you and hear about your business, it would have been better before this particular series. So thank you so much for investing this time. I trust that it was worth your time. And for those of you who are just joining for the first time, you're wondering what series we're talking about branding for service-based businesses. And we've done 2 episodes in this series. So this happens to be the last one. So feel free to head on to Simon Matthew TV on YouTube right away and go enjoy the other ones. All right. So until I come your way again, keep doing business, keep making profit, and most importantly, keep living the limitless life. Thank you very much and have a blessed time ahead. God bless you.